Welcome to Mount Pleasant Area School District. Regardless of the outcome of today's contest, we ask that all the spectators consider the time and effort that each of these young participants have put forth to represent his school. The purpose of this activity is to provide positive learning experiences and opportunities for personal growth for the participants, cheerleaders, officials, and spectators. Can and are expected to assist in the promotion and achievement of good sportsmanship ideals by taking personal responsibility for keeping this contest at a high level of fair, clean, and wholesome competition. At this time, would you please rise for the playing of our national anthem? Gentlemen, please remove your hats. Veterans are encouraged to salute the flag.
The delicate mouse in one hand. Get ready for the lineups.
And now the starting lineup for the Waynesburg Red Raiders. At guard, 6'3" senior, number 1, Lucas Garber. At guard, 5'11" senior, number 2, Caleb Schreiber. Forward, 6'5" senior, number 4, Chris King. Guard, 5'10" senior, number 24, Richard Lortz. And at forward, 6'2" senior, number 34, Avery McConville. The Raiders are coached by Kurt King, assisted by Ryan Hurd and Corey Dispenza.
That is what I asked.
And now the starting lineup for the Mount Pleasant Vikings. At guard, 5'10" junior, number 5, Tyler Salvatore. At guard, 6'1" junior, number 10, Nick Urechko.
He's 6'1".
At forward, 6'6" sophomore, number 23, Luke Radner. At forward, 6'5", junior, number 35, Jonas King. And at forward, 6'3", senior, number 12, Jacob Johnson. The Vikings are coached by Alan Malinsky. His assistants are Alex Dennison Malinsky, manager Landon John Carlson. Tonight's contest will be officiated by John Beck, Dan Del Rio, and Mike Miller.
good? Can I do what I was doing?
Sorry.
They pass it so much. It's so hot. It's so seamless. Just get on the
All right, I have a question because we're live streaming, but the microphone's not working. And I went to audio, and I don't know. Desktop audio is I want the mic and auxiliary audio device, correct? The microphone is from the Black. Would that be the Black Magic Web Presenter? It would be, wouldn't it? Yeah, that's it. Right. And it would be through the
The red, Tyler Salvatore gets the ball back from Mount Pleasant. You have Luke Brander inside the paint.
Oh, there it is. And I will turn this one off.
He looks like he's in pain.
Can you hear it now? I think it got it.
He's fouled.
All right, I'm sorry. Thank you.
I was like really
All right, goodbye.
foul. Ah. Do it. Ha, ha, ah. Oh my god. You can leave it on the... Okay. You're doing great. I couldn't see. Right now. It's like... They do it twice. on for a second. No worries. Where's the ball? I have to.
Did
I
for 1
can't see
second.
the ball.
It's right over there. He has it. Keep going. There you go.
They're running. They're running. This is so hard.
Oh, you can hear us. Oh, they got it.
24 gets the ball for the Red Raiders, which is, what's his name?
Yeah, we can hear you guys.
Richard Boyd.
Richard Boyd has the ball. No, passes again. And they shoot. Nothing.
Number 24 with the foul, trying to get the ball.
And we are having a substitution. We have Lucas Tui in for senior J.J. Johnson.
First quarter, period. Yeah, it'd be period.
It shouldn't be in
With Jonas King, oh, lofty pass, still our ball. At the baseline, it looks like Tyler Salvatore is going to take control of the ball at the baseline.
Tom Hudson puts the ball back in play, appearing to try to get it to Lucas Tui. Back to Tyler Salvatore. Shoots and misses. Pass to Tyler Salvatore.
Jonas King with the ball.
Backboard. It appears another foul was called on the Red Raiders, bringing their foul count up to 4.
Lucas Tui takes the dishes the ball off to Joe Thompson. Luke Brander with the ball inside the paint and switches it through. Number 1, Lucas Tui. This is off to number 24, Richard Boyd. Number 1 still off.
Well, so just turn it off.
Looks like number 1 and 24 are trying to take control at
Now you
that.
can hear him.
Raiders. Lucas Tibby has the ball right now in the
That's it, the Luke.
far corner. Luke has it. Passes it to Luke. We have J.J. Johnson on half court, waiting for his team to come to the ball. J.J. Johnson goes for it.
Another foul has been called on the Red Raiders.
Mount Pleasant gets the ball as Tyler Salvatore takes it at the baseline.
Tyler passes it to Lucas Tui once more. Lucas is at the half line.
Here, let's see what I'm hearing.
Jacob Johnson, not Jacob Johnson. Jacob Barnard chooses it from the foul shot and switches.
We should hear them clearly. We should hear them clearly.
Possession seems to be back to 21. What was that? Luke took over.
Another foul called on the Red Raiders against Luke Brandonier. Luke Brandonier gets it. His foul shot. No, I'm sorry. It's a throw-in from out of bounds.
A substitution has happened with Red Raiders bringing number 3 into the game.
Did that do
Score
anything?
is currently 18-5 Mount Pleasant with 6 fouls Red Raiders, 1 for Mount Pleasant.
Tyler Salvatore pushes it over Lucas Tui. Lucas Tui goes for a 2.
A little bit too short. Ball's been pushed out of plays along with another Red Raiders player. And that is the end of the first period. Score 18-5 Mount Pleasant, 6 fouls Red Raiders, and 1 foul for Mount Pleasant. What do you think of the first period so far, Mackenzie?
I think our offense had been really strong, and I think our defense, got tired towards the middle of the quarter, but I think they rebounded really, really quickly.
I agree. It seems to be a little back and forth. I think JJ is one of our stronger players, but everyone else seems to be just as well.
Inside the paint, I would have Luke Brandonier against anybody any time of day.
I mean, yeah, he was pretty tallest player, one of the best players we have. Right now, we have our cheerleaders cheering for the audience here. It seems to be pretty full tonight.
I agree. Usually we have our contest in the junior high gym, but today we switched it up and went to the senior high. You have our student section.
I'm participating. Jonas King, Tyler Salvatore, JJ, Luke Brenner, and Nick Urechko from Mount Pleasant.
The start of the second quarter, Tyler Salvatore has the ball at half. Getting pressed by 2 of the Red Raiders. You have Luke Brandonier with the far corner, misses. The Red Raiders take over the ball at their baseline. It looks like Tyler Salvatore and Nick Urechko were pressing. They are rushing back to get in the defensive position. You have Nick Urechko covering number 2. Number 24 for the Red Raiders goes inside the paint, dishes it off to number 14, which is Chris King. Chris King sinks a 2. You have JJ getting pressed by 2 of the Red Raiders, dishes it off to Tyler Salvatore. Tyler Salvatore at our baseline, dishes it off to Luke Brandonier. Luke Brandonier ends up getting a foul.
I'm guessing so because they continue. Is it working now? Okay.
Number 14, Chris King, takes the ball at their baseline, and now Nick Urechko and Tyler Salvatore again pressing at their half. JJ tries to steal. You want to say that?
Yeah. And if you're just joining us or have been with us for the beginning of the game, we apologize for any audio technical difficulties we are facing. We are now here live and better than ever.
Luke Brandonier dishes it off to Nick Urechko at the near corner. Misses the shot, but Luke Brandonier takes it back. You have Tyler Salvatore at the half court dribbling towards the far corner.
Back to JJ, back to Tyler.
JJ with the ball at the half court, dishes it back off to Tyler Salvatore. Tyler Salvatore gives it to Luke at the...
That was Nick.
Nah, Nick, my bad.
Nick tried to shoot and just missed. We're going back up the court with 24 Red Raiders. Passes to number 2. Passes 34.
Luke Branier tries to steal, but number 2 for the Red Raiders gets the ball and switches it to.
And this brings the score to 18-11 Mount Pleasant, still holding on to that lead.
I think the Mount Pleasant defense is getting a little tired and trying to push
I
a little
definitely
too
agree.
high. You have Nick Urechko in the near corner. Back at the... Nick Urechko gets the ball. You have Tyler Salvatore at the near corner, tries for a 3, but
Overshoots it.
The Red Raiders have the ball down in our half. You have Nick Urechko and Tyler Salvatore at the high post. The Red Raiders recover. Oh,
There seems to be a little scuffle for the ball at the moment.
seems like the Red Raiders recovered that. They will have it. They're throwing at our base.
And a substitution just happened from Mount Pleasant. Jacob Bungard went in for Luke.
Tyler Salvatore now defending. Yeah, but Mount Pleasant recovers the ball on defense with J.J. Johnson passing it in to Tyler Salvatore. Tyler Salvatore dishes it off. You have Nick Urechko with the 3-point at the far corner.
Oh, it seems the Red Raiders coach is very angry with whatever happened in that last play, arguing with one of the refs.
The score is now 21-11. Mount Pleasant has 2 fouls. Red Raiders have 6. The Red Raiders are taking control of the ball in our half. We have Tyler Salvatore and Nick Urechko pressing high. Mount Pleasant tried to steal the ball off a pass and missed. Foul against Jonas King.
That makes Jonas King getting 2 of the fouls for tonight.
The Red Raiders get number 24 has the foul shots, and that is Richard Bortz.
And it's worth noting we both agreed Mount Pleasant's defense might be slowing down, but in past games and scrimmages they were getting a lot of fouls on them, so that might have to do with it. Less fouls, less defense.
I agree. I definitely think that they are trying to attack on defense and trying to steal balls off the pass, and I think that's keeping them out of the foul trouble.
24 shoots Red Raiders, misses the shot.
Jake Johnson has the ball out of bounds at our half, dishes it off to Tyler Salvatore. Tyler Salvatore and J.J. Johnson are crossing the half line. Dishes it off to Tyler Salvatore. You have Jake Bungard in the near corner. Back to Tyler. Tyler dishes it back off to J.J. It's Tyler and J.J. at this point just dishing it off to each other.
Seems to be kind of a standstill right now. Oh, and Tyler passes it, but to Jonas. Red Raiders gain control. Back up to their side of the court.
Jonas King recovered the ball from Mount Pleasant. You have Tyler Salvatore charging, dishing it off to Jake Johnson at the high post, and Jake Johnson switches a 3.
And this now brings the score to 24-11 Mount Pleasant. They're still getting that lead despite the possible lack in defense.
Jacob Bungard. The ball hits the hand of Jacob Bungard and it goes out of bounds. The Red Raiders number 3.
Which is Gabe McConville.
Dishes it off to 24. 24 gives it back to 3. Looks like the Red Raiders are passing it around the horn. Our defense seems to be holding pretty strong. They're not letting anything into the paint, which is a big plus for them.
3 tries to go for it and was deflected by Jonas.
Hi, Elliot. Mrs. Gambita says hello. Your mom. How are you?
Hope you're feeling better, buddy.
The Red Raiders take control at our baseline. Number 24 has it, dishes it off to 21. They charge. It was denied by Jonas King.
Jonas seems to be one of their stronger defensive players lately in the last few minutes. How do you think, Mackenzie?
I agree, and he's keeping out of foul trouble and keeping his arms straight up and not trying to reach for the ball, which causes a foul. Jonas King is really good at just being big and keeping his arms straight up.
And Mount Pleasant has the ball again. Nick Urechko has it.
Number 24 with the foul for the Red Raiders, which was the foul was a block. Mount Pleasant gets the ball at our baseline. Luke Branier comes in for Tyler Salvatore.
And this again increases the Red Raiders foul, bringing up to 7 for Red Raiders and 3 for Mount Pleasant.
You have Nick Urechko at the foul shot. Nick misses his shot.
First shot off the rim, and Raiders have the ball. Appears number 2 is going up the court with it.
Dishes off the number 24. Number 2 has it again. From the high. Oh my God. Number 24 dishes it off the number 2. Back to number 24. Number 1 has the ball now, trying to look for a shot or trying to get into the paint.
Another missed shot from the Red Raiders, and JJ has the ball and is going back up court. Pretty aggressively, may I say. But Nick shoots, and he misses. Oddly enough, the ball got stuck between the rim and the backboard. Number 1 from the Red Raiders helped us out and got it down.
If you are just joining us for the opening game of this season, Mount Pleasant is winning over the Red Raiders 24-1. The foul count is the Red Raiders have 7 and Mount Pleasant has 3. Mount Pleasant has the ball now. Nick Urechko at half court trying to pass it to Luke Branier. But the Red Raiders take the ball. Number 1 charging down. Jonas stuffs! But Jonas King gets a foul on that play, but it was a good defensive play.
And that brings the total up to 3 fouls from Jonas King, but 4 from Mount Pleasant overall. And this Jonas got
That brings Jonas into foul trouble. That brings Jonas King into foul trouble, so he will have to watch the whole entire game now.
Oh, looks like Luke has the ball again. Passes it to Lucas Tui, who's heading up the court. Passes a long shot to Jacob Bungard. Jacob Bungard shoots, and he misses. 2 for Red Raiders has it. 24 now claims it and is going up court.
Now that Jonas King is in some foul trouble, we may be expecting him to be on the bench just for a little bit. We have J.J. Johnson charging inside the paint and swishes a 2.
Again, this brings the score by 2 points. 26 for Mount Pleasant, 12 for Red Raiders.
It looks like Jacob Johnson pretty much takes the charge when he has the chance and pretty much charges right to the basket. Don't you agree?
I definitely do agree. And there you just saw Jonas King do another defensive play, but this time no fouls.
Jacob Bungard from the near corner swishes a 3.
Bring the score up 3 more for Mount Pleasant. And there's about 30 seconds left. They're passing the Red Raiders to be passing the ball between themselves. Jonas blocks defensively, goodly, and blocks the shot.
But now Jonas has another foul, so we should definitely be expecting to see him sitting.
And that brings the foul count up to 5 for Mount Pleasant, 7 for Red Raiders. Majority of the fouls being called on Jonas King, number 35.
And as we expected, Jonas King is going to take a little break.
And in his place seems to be
Trevor Mason comes in for Jonas King.
the first shot for Red Raiders has missed. JJ has the ball, is heading back up court.
JJ seems to be slowing this game down since there only is 16 minutes left and they want to keep this high lead. We have Lucas 2 with the ball now with JJ Johnson. JJ Johnson charges inside the paint, loses the ball, but recovers it. You have Trevor Mason, and that brings us to halftime. Do you want to say this?
As we enter halftime, the score remains at 29 Mount Pleasant, 13 Red Raiders. The foul count is 5 for Mount Pleasant, 7 for the Red Raiders. And we are now interviewing Belinsky. Hello, Ms. Belinsky. How do you think the game's going?
So far, so good. We're shooting the ball pretty well. Defensively, we've held them 13 points and a half, which is pretty good for us. We just got to play a little smarter, rebound the ball, and not do a couple stupid things. We'll be all right.
Yeah, how do you feel about your 4 foul counts on Jonas King?
He only has 3, by the way.
Oh,
That's
well.
all right. 3's all right, though. He can't get 4. All right. Hey, anything else, son?
Any other questions, Mackenzie?
Mackenzie leader, anything else? All right, Mackenzie would like to talk to.
Thank you so much, Head Coach Belinsky. And as we sit here in halftime, we have the Mount Pleasant area cheerleaders doing a little show for the group. Some fun announcements that are happening in the school at the present time are any and all future track athletes in grades 9 through 12 can see the varsity track and field sign-up link in your email box. If you're interested, go ahead and check that out, or you can see Coach Kamina in room 317.
Junior high students are reminded to continue to collect for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Currently, though, the 7th grade class is ahead of the 8th grade class in this collection.
While the game is going on tonight, there's also a junior high Christmas dance going on that was sponsored by the baseball team. And any junior high student interested in joining junior high quiz team, please see Mr. Hatima in room 320 by Thursday, December 19th. This week at school has been pretty chill. We have 5 days left until break. How are you feeling about that, Mackenzie?
I'm feeling really happy about that. I need a break.
I agree. I definitely need a break, but you know, no breaks can come because the MP Theater is now ready to put on the production of Shrek. MP Theater crew interviews will be Tuesday, December 17th, starting at 5:30. Cast auditions were recently held last week. Do you know what this year's musical is, Mackenzie?
What is it?
It is Shrek. Mount Pleasant Area Theater is putting on Shrek this year in the spring. Interested in going, Mackenzie?
I definitely want to see Shrek. I've been wanting to see Shrek for a while, and it's about time that they get those rights to have it. Now, we move into the swim team. Both boys and girls swim team won their first meet of the season Wednesday evening against Uniontown. There were 11 WPO qualifying times posted that night. All 3 boys and all 3 girls relay teams qualified, and the following 5 individual posted qualifying times. And they are Heather Gardner, Sarah Jo Gardner, Regan Brown, Daniel Lynch, and Zach Cooch. Also, Heather Gardner broke a long-standing 30-year school record in the 200-yard freestyle event.
That's pretty impressive for the swimmers. Swimmers last year also gained some new records and did pretty well. I think swimmers are one of our stronger winter sports. What do you think, Mackenzie?
I also believe that they always find a way to get in the States. They always have qualifying times.
But as we sit here, we also see basketball as one of our stronger winter sports. As you know, Mount Pleasant's leading the charge. And until our halftime is over, we will be taking a break. I'm Alex.
I'm Mackenzie.
And we'll see you after the halftime is over. Welcome back, Mount Pleasant. Remember, if you're just joining us, the score is at 29-13 Mount Pleasant.
Well, welcome back to the action at Mount Pleasant Area High School, where Mount Pleasant, as we just said, is leading with 29, and Waynesburg is losing with 13. Let's see if Mount Pleasant can correct the comments that Coach Polinsky made, and also keep the lead and stay out of foul trouble. What do you think, Alex?
I think they did a good shot. Blinsky seemed confident and comfortable with his team and their improvements.
Red Raiders with the ball right now. Number 1 trying to drive into the paint, dishes it off to number 24, who has the ball back. Inside the paint, Jonas King tries to block, but number 14, Chris King, shoots the 2 and swishes. You have Tyler Salvatore with the ball now, actually getting high press. It looks like the Red Raiders has switched their defense to a high press situation, which the Red Raiders get the ball back. Number 24 dishes it off to number 22. Number 24 is out with an injury. Looks like he got poked in the eye. So they sub in number 21, which is Chase Hankins.
And the athletic trainer has just walked over to number 34 to check on his well-being. Meanwhile, the action on the court continues on. Tyler Salvatore going down.
Just shoot it off to Nick Urechko at the near corner. He misses, so the Red Raiders get the ball back off the rebound. Charging actually pretty fast. Number 1 slows it down. With Nick Urechko high pressing him, they dish it off inside the paint, the near corner, and they swish it 2.
Scores the first 2 points of the half.
Tyler Salvatore is trying to slow the game down, looking for his teammates. Throws a long ball to Nick Urechko. Number 12, J.J. Johnson, tries to drive inside the paint and get it 2. They lose the ball at the Red Raiders baseline, and number 21 dishes it off to number 24, and now they are dribbling down the court.
1 and 24, so passing along, back to 24, back to 1. Maintains control over the ball. JJ's blocking pretty good, though. Back to 24. And back to 1 with JJ blocking him once more. And he passes across the court to, looks like 21. And back to 24 again. 24 seems to be one of their stronger players. What do you think, Mackenzie?
I also believe that number 1 and 24 pretty much are controlling the ball. Mount Pleasant has the ball back. You have Luke Branier trying to get inside the paint. He travels.
Yeah, there was an aggressive outburst from the Red Raiders coach. Seems to be content with whatever may have happened there, though. 24 from Red Raiders has the ball. Is going up court. Passes it to 21, back to 24. And to 1 and 24, and back to 21 again. Back to 24. And to 14. 14 makes an attempt, and it goes in. Back to Luke.
They were at the low post. Jonas King really couldn't defend. You have J.J. Johnson dribbling inside. He dishes it off to Tyler Salvatore. Tyler Salvatore now trying to fake out his 2 defenders that are on him. J.J. Johnson drives inside the paint, tries for a 2, misses, and we try to get the rebound, but the Red Raiders get it. The number 24 rushing down the court. Number 21 tries driving inside the paint. Number 1 tries to fake out J.J. Johnson, but J.J. Johnson keeps his feet. 24 with the ball now, dishes it off to 21, back to 24. 24 and 14, now 24 at the 3-point line, high post, sinks a 3.
Yeah, impressive shot there by 24, bringing the score up to 29 Mount Pleasant, 21 Red Raiders.
And a timeout has been called. I think our offense has been slacking a little bit, and our defense, I think, has a so where the Red Raiders are able to find the inside post.
I definitely agree with that there. Even though our defense has went up, offense has been going down. The time remaining is currently 5 minutes and 2 seconds. The score being at 29 Mount Pleasant, 21 Red Raiders. No fouls have been called yet. Update on injury on player 34, the Red Raiders. He seems to be doing better. He's back up, standing with the team as they do their team huddle during the timeout.
Do you think we will be seeing him on the court, or do you think he'll take a little bit of time?
I definitely think as a senior and as one of the starters, he's going to be ending up on the court again, maybe not in this quarter, perhaps the next.
I agree with that. I also think that he's having still a little difficulties with his left eye, but we shall see.
And Mount Pleasant's heading back on the court, and the Red Raiders are finishing up their timeout with their little team powwow.
As we predicted, number 34 stays on the bench, but number 5, Tyler Salvatore for the Mount Pleasant Vikings, is handling the ball outside. Dishes it to JJ, which JJ gives it back to Tyler. It seems like number 2 and 24 are going to be with the high defense tonight, trying to win the ball back in their half. Tyler seems to be getting doubled. You have Luke Brander at the baseline trying to sink a 2. He misses, but there is a foul called on the Red Raiders. Looks like there's a beach theme with the student section. It seems like a pretty decent-sized student section. What do you think, Alex?
I definitely agree. Compared to football games, it's not too much, but basketball games, pretty impressive. I'm participating in the beach theme with my Hawaiian shirt, and Mackenzie over here is lacking in her regular MP gear. Currently, Luke is shooting, and he shoots one in, making the score 30 Mount Pleasant, 21 Red Raiders.
I definitely think with the first bucket in for the Mount Pleasant, that will gain some confidence in the offensive zone. What do you think, Alex?
I definitely agree. Now, as you can see, 24 passes the ball back to, who is that hiding over there? Number 2. 24 and 2 seem to be the head people of the Red Raiders. Both are seniors and both probably are team captains. And he passes to number 1. Jacob is spinning him. Back to number 2.
J.J. Johnson tries throwing the ball, but it hits right off his foot and goes out of bounds at the baseline for the Red Raiders. Number 1 takes control of the ball, trying to look for a teammate.
JJ's pretty up close, spinning him. And
tries a long ball, and Tyler Salvatore almost wins.
Ball's back out, and appears number 2 for the Red Raiders is putting it back into play. 24 seems right across from him, and as predicted, the ball goes back to 24, quickly back to 2, back to 24. Back to number 1, back to 14. 14 back to 2. 2 tries to get back to number 1, but it's deflected by Mount Pleasant. We're going back up to our court. JJ shoots, and he scores.
Number 24 takes it down the court for the Red Raiders. Seems like Jacob Bungard and Tyler Salvatore are trying to keep a high post. Number 24 tries going up for a shot, but is denied by Jonas King. J.J. Johnson dancing around his 2 defenders, but loses the ball in the end. Holding by number 2 on J.J. Johnson.
Seemed to be a little bit aggressive out there. Red Raiders coach definitely was quick to make notice of the aggressive play. Seems to be a little agitated. But our student section is currently chanting, "You can't do that."
I agree with our student section. Number 12, J.J. Johnson, takes the ball from outside, dishes it off. Dishes it off to Jacob Bungard in the near corner, sinks a 3.
Bringing the score up to 35 Mount Pleasant, 21 Red Raiders. The ball's back to number 1, back to 24, our core people of the Red Raiders.
Mention the fouls.
The fouls are currently tied at 2 for Mount Pleasant, 2 for Red Raiders. Better than the first half of the game. What do you say?
I would definitely think for the Red Raiders, for the first half, their foul trouble has been out, but for Mount Pleasant, it seems a little early for them to be getting in some foul trouble. Luke Brander goes up for the rebound, has the ball. And we're making note of 34 coming in with the eye injury, but he is back on the court. At our baseline, Jacob Johnson takes control of the ball, and that is a sub for Tyler Salvatore. Lucas Tooby comes in.
And it's worth noting that for 34, number 2 was taken off the court, who number 2 is doing pretty impressive.
Jacob Johnson in the near corner. Luke Brander dishes it off to Lucas Tooby, 4-3.
And Lucas misses the shot, but a whistle has been blown. 34 seems to be in disbelief, whether it's over the play or his coach, I'm not quite sure. The ref is currently talking to the Red Raiders coach.
Explaining the foul on exactly what happened. It looks like Luke got pushed in the back. That is why the foul was called. Lucas Toomey is trying to look for a teammate. Looks for Jacob, who dishes it off to JJ. JJ goes inside the paint for a 2, but misses, and the Red Raiders recover with the rebound.
And the Raiders back have the ball. 24 has it, going up court aggressively. He shoots and was denied by Luke quite aggressively.
Now 24 is getting mad at Luke and decides to throw the ball, but Luke needs to keep his cool.
Yeah, there seems to be some agitation growing within the team. And the Red Raiders just called a play called Cyclone. We'll see how that turns out.
Cyclone looks like they go down deep to number 24. Number 24 tries inside the paint but gets stopped. Dishes it outside, and at the high post, he sinks a 3. That was number 21.
Even though the Red Raiders just got a basket in, the Red Raiders coach seemed to be very agitated. Personally, to me, it looked like there could have been a foul for pushing, but no foul has been called. Red Raiders called a timeout. We are currently in a timeout with about 2:30 left in this quarter. The score remaining at 35 Mount Pleasant, 24 Red Raiders. 3 fouls for Mount Pleasant and 4 for Red Raiders. We are still in timeout while the team discusses strategy. The referees are also talking among themselves, and we are back on the court ready for some more action.
It looks like Tyler Salvatore comes back on for Luke Brandner. Tyler Salvatore takes control of the ball. Number 1 is trying to stop. Lucas Tui dishes it off to Jacob Bungard. Jacob Bungard goes back to Lucas Tui, who gives it to Tyler Salvatore. Tyler Salvatore throws a high ball to Jacob Johnson, but he gets it. Lucas Tui dishes it back off to Jacob Bungard. He tries for a 3 in the near post, but misses. But Jonas King recovers the ball inside the paint and goes for a 2 and sinks it.
And the Red Raiders have control of the ball again. 34 tries, misses. Mount Pleasant has the ball again. Tyler Salvatore heading up court. He's dodging the Red Raiders defense, gets the ball to Lucas, but the ball goes out of boundaries.
Looks like Tyler Salvatore is trying to get it over the heads of the defense, but Lucas Tui's not as tall as Jonas or Luke Brandner, so we got to watch how high the ball goes. Number 1 for the Red Raiders comes down the court, dishes it to 24. 24 is trying to look for a shot, but it is denied. 24 inside the paint, dishes it off to number 14, who scores a 2.
Right on the backboard into the hoop, bring the score to 37 Mount Pleasant, 26 Red Raiders. Mount Pleasant currently has control of the ball, passing between Tyler and Lucas. Long shot to Jacob Bungard, but a whistle has been blown. Timeout has been called.
I think the Red Raiders made adjustments with how high they are pressing on their defense and how aggressive they are going into the paint and to the hoop. I also think that Mount Pleasant has been trying to set up plays in their offensive half, but their defensive half has been getting a little sloppy, and they've been getting in. The Red Raiders have been getting inside. What do you think, Alex?
While the Red Raiders discuss strategies, the score is 37 Mount Pleasant, 26 Red Raiders. If you're just checking in or you didn't know of the score, there are 4 fouls for Red Raiders and 3 for Mount Pleasant. Tensions seem to be growing on the court while teams figure out the strategies and best way to tackle how to score the most points, but Mount Pleasant still holds the lead. Do you think Mount Pleasant will be able to maintain that lead, Mackenzie?
We're all hoping that Mount Pleasant obtains the lead, but they have been giving up a couple of shots, especially 3-pointers. I think if the Red Raiders keep this up, it could be dangerous for the Mount Pleasant Vikings. The Mount Pleasant get the ball at halftime with Lucas Tui on out of bounds and Tyler Salvatore trying to set up a play, but number 24 and number 1 are trying to keep a high line so Tyler cannot get the ball. But they go a different round and Jacob Bungard gets the ball, who dishes it back off to Lucas Tui. Lucas Tui tries to get through half court by driving fast, but the Red Raiders get the ball and number 24 tries inside the paint. Jacob Bungard gets a foul, and on number...
The stadium seems to be awfully loud with that call. There did be some aggressive shoving. 2 players were on the ground. There was yelling from both the Red Raider side and Mount Pleasant side. The referees are discussing what is occurring right now at half court. Our student section's yelling awfully loudly about their opinions on the play.
I think everybody in this court has been a little disbelief about this play.
And as with most sports teams, I think as the game goes on, agitation between team grow and aggressive behaviors turn out more. So we'll see if this turns into more fouls or if players can control and keep playing good by the book. Right now, I'm not quite sure he is going to make a foul shot.
Number 20. Number 24 is with the foul shots. It's a technical foul, so everybody else is at the half court, and 24 gets to shoot alone.
24 for the Red Raiders is Richard Bortz, if you didn't already know. And he misses the shot. The referees are discussing a few things before we get this game moving again. 37 Mount Pleasant, 28 Red Raiders. And now Jacob Johnson gets to shoot.
That was an offset of technical foul, so JJ gets a shot for his first free throw and misses. But JJ gets another try.
Let's see if he gets it in. The stadium waits.
Yeah, he is. That's why I put score up.
JJ goes for the shot and sinks.
Bounces off the rim a bit, but goes in eventually, and that's all that matters here in basketball. And then play continues on. It appears Mount Pleasant's going to get control of the ball. JJ throwing it in.
And Nick Urechko and Luke Brandier come on the court for the Mount Pleasant Vikings. Tyler Salvatore is trying to juke out his defender. Gets around, gets at half court. Now looking, JJ recovers the ball. It'll be our ball out of bounds. JJ has the ball right now, looking for Tyler Salvatore. Tyler Salvatore at our half of the court, but trying to get out. Number 1 is really high on the defensive line. Throws it, lobs it to Jacob Bungard. And Jacob Bungard travels. The Red Raiders will get the ball back at their own half.
This brings the foul count up to 4 for Mount Pleasant, 6 for Red Raiders. It appears that player number 34 has 3 fouls already called on them. 24 currently has the ball, passes it to 14, back to 24, and over to 21. 24 has the ball once more, as always it seems. Back to 21, back to 24. 24 passes it to 14, back to 24 once more. And we're back to 21, back to 24. 24 really likes controlling that ball, but he passes 14, 14 shoots, and he misses off the rim. Nick Urechko got the ball back, passes to Tyler Salvatore. Jacob Bunker now has control of the ball, back to Tyler. Back to Luke, who came back in the game. Luke tries for a shot, but misses. And we're going back up the court with the Red Raiders, number 1 in control of the ball.
They called a foul on Jake Johnson. I don't fully believe on that foul, but his arms were straight up, but foul's a foul. Number 1 with the foul shot.
And a substitution is occurring. Number 3 is going in for number 24 for the Red Raiders. Substitution seems to be done, and number 1 gets the ball, gets ready for his foul shot. And he, right off the rim, misses the shot. Luke gets the control of the ball, passes it to JJ, who's going back up the court. JJ loses control of the ball, giving it back to the Red Raiders.
The Red Raiders get a foul called on them. Number 1 has the foul, so JJ gets a foul shot.
And after that foul was called on him, number 1 is coming out and number 2 is going back in his place. Number 1 and number 2 are both starters, but 2 is in at the moment for number 1.
JJ's first foul shot. Misses his foul shot, and the Red Raiders recover the ball off the rebound. Number 2, charging at the half, tries at high post for a 3 at the buzzer, but misses.
Right at the backboard, misses the shot. And this quarter has now been over. The score is 38 Mount Pleasant, 30 Guests, leaving only an 8-point difference between the two teams. There are currently 7 fouls for Red Raiders and 5 for Mount Pleasant. And as we're in another break, the Mount Pleasant cheerleaders are giving another little cheer, another little show for us. Mackenzie, how do you think the game's going?
I think Mount Pleasant's offense and defense has been slacking a little bit and giving it a little bit more room for the Red Raiders to get a lead. Hopefully they can keep this lead for the last quarter.
While we're waiting, I'm going to stand up.
The buzzer has been released for the fourth quarter underway, but the teams are still talking about their strategies.
I'm thinking Mount Pleasant's going to focus more on their defense in this last period. How about you, Mackenzie?
I also think that. I also think they're going to be a lot more aggressive on defense and trying to keep the ball on offense and not trying to always charge so quickly. What do you think?
I definitely agree. With only an 8-point difference, it's going to be a closer game than it was in other periods. So both teams need to either step up their game or perhaps go home as losers. But right now, it appears we have Tyler on the court for Mount Pleasant, as well as Nick, JJ, Luke, and Jonas King. And for the Red Raiders, we have number 2, Caleb, number 24, Richard Bortz, number 3, Gabe, 14, Drew, and 24, Richard. Red Raiders have control of the ball at the moment. 14 seems to be a new player that has a minute and pass. And Red Raiders are switching things up, bringing in players off the bench to strengthen their strategy and hopefully score some more points.
Luke Brander with the shot and score. He also gets a foul called on him, so he gets 2 foul shots. 1 foul shot, I'm sorry. We have 24 rushing, and that was denied by Jonas King. Recovered by Mount Pleasant. Number 12, J.J. Johnson, is rushing down the court. Gives it to Nick Urechko for a 3. Hits the rim, but out. Red Raiders recover the ball. Number 24 coming down the court. Goes to 3. 3 tries to look for inside or a shot. Goes to number 2. Goes back to 3. Number 24 has the ball now. Number 2 has the ball. Back to 24 at high post. Number 3 tries to look for a shot. Number 24, 2, looks inside the 34, who has the ball now. Now 14's driving inside the paint looking for a shot. But number 14 gets fouled with the charging, so Mount Pleasant recovers at their own baseline.
An impressive point to note, according to Waynesburg lineup, number 14 who's on the court, Drew, is only a freshman. That's kind of impressive, being a freshman starting in JV varsity basketball. And JJ passes the ball over to Jonas, who does a long shot over to Luke. Luke tries to go aggressively in, gives it to JJ. Oh, sorry, that was Tyler. Keeps it in bounds, but now it's back to JJ. A foul has been called. And it appears number 2, question mark. Number 2 for the Red Raiders is putting it back into play. Passes it to 24. Passes back to number 2. 2 goes over to 3. 3 goes to 34, back to 3. Defense seems to be pretty strong for Mount Pleasant at this point. 2 for Red Raiders. Ooh, to 14, who loses the ball. Good defense on JJ's part. Substitution is currently occurring for the Red Raiders. It appears number 3 has been put on the bench while 21 comes into play. Good defense and rebound on JJ. He gets the ball and is going back up court. Pass it to Tyler Salvatore. Back over to JJ, who JJ shoots, and it's off the rim. 2 has the ball again, back in possession with it. Tries for a shot, misses, and 14 recovers the rebound and does get the ball in. 40 Mount Pleasant, 32 Waynesburg.
Looks like Mount Pleasant got their lead back. Number 10, Nick Urechko has the ball for the Mount Pleasant Vikings. Dishes it off the 5. JJ Johnson going inside the paint for a 2! And swishes. 24 charging up court, gives it to number 2, who gives it to number 21. 24 at the high post right now, trying to drive inside the paint. Denied by number 23, Luke Brandner for the Vikings. 24 at the high post, though, sinks a 3. A timeout has been called by the Waynesburg Raiders.
Timeout has been called. The score is currently 42 Mount Pleasant, 35 Waynesburg. What? The foul count is 9 for Red Raiders, 6 for the Vikes. The cheerleaders are currently cheering to be aggressive. I feel like the teams are being aggressive enough as is. How do you think, Mackenzie?
I also agree, especially in this last quarter. Mount Pleasant wants to keep the lead, and the Red Raiders want to diminish that lead.
And there's our awesome manager for the boys basketball Vikings, Landon. We're still discussing strategy here while we wait. There's about 5 minutes left in the game. And we have a request for a shout-out, even though we're not being paid. A shout-out to Reagan Schroyer. What an amazing individual. I parked behind her today. And we have Julia and Grace with us on camera tonight. And we are both sponsored, all of us are sponsored by Mrs. Gambita and Mrs. Shawless. And it is back to the talent here, Alex and Mackenzie, for the game. Timeout is over, and it appears Mount Pleasant. Sup, Landon? You want to say hello?
Hey guys, we don't win this game tonight. We want to win. Wins our season right here, baby.
And that was our awesome boys basketball manager, Landon, on the mic there a second ago. Oh, defense from 14 for the Red Raiders. The ball definitely in bounds, went into the stands a bit.
I agree. Number 12, JJ Johnson gets it at half court. Dishes it off to number 5, Tyler Salvatore, who gives it back to JJ. Tyler Salvatore with the ball, gives it to Nick Urechko. Tyler Salvatore trying to get inside and trying to look for a teammate, but he is getting double teamed. Nick Urechko has time on the ball. Tyler Salvatore trying to dribble around his defenders. You have Nick Urechko. We're trying to figure out what the whistle for. Foul. So Luke Brandner gets a foul shot. That is 6 fouls for Mount Pleasant and 10 fouls for the Waynesburg Raiders. Luke Brandner, his first shot, he misses.
Worth noting, there's a substitution for Nick Urechko for Mount Pleasant Vikings, bringing in Jacob Bunger, number 13. Luke goes to second shot. Second shot goes in, off the backboard, off the rim, into the hoop. 24 for Red Raiders now has the ball once more. As always, it seems, passes it to, not quite sure, 21. Back to 1, though, back to 24, and 21. Wow, quite a repetition Red Raiders brings to the table. One shoots. Tyler Southport, Mount Pleasant currently has the ball. Passes it to Jacob Bungard. Passes to Jonas, and Jonas gets it in. Off the rim, bounces in.
Number 24 charges down for the Red Raiders. Dishes it inside the number 2, but is denied by Jonas King. Outside at the 3-point at high point. JJ gets the rebound off the rim. JJ rushing hard to the basket, inside the paint, and makes a layup. That makes the score 40, Mount Pleasant 47, Waynesburg 37.
A whistle was blown. Clock was stopped and a foul was called. It appears Waynesburg will be shooting the shot with 24 taking the lead. Waynesburg 24 sets up and shot off the backboard, doesn't go in. Nice rebound by Pleasant's defense though. And number 2 for Waynesburg has the ball and is going up court. Is currently around half court. 1 has the ball. Good defense from Jonas King at the hoop. Passes it to 14, the freshman from the Red Raiders. Oh, whistle has been blown. Another foul shot appears on, I don't know.
Foul was against the Red Raiders, but Tyler Salvatore made that foul happen. Tyler Salvatore gets the ball from JJ. JJ dishes it inside to Luke. Luke tries a lofty ball to Jonas, but even with jumping, Jonas isn't that tall yet.
Yet. He might grow a few inches during the season. And number 1 for the Red Raiders shoots, and he gets it in. Bring the score to 39 Waynesburg.
JJ dishes it into the middle to Luke, but is poked away by number 14. Number 1 charges into Luke Brandier and sinks the 2. That makes the score Mount Pleasant Vikings 47, Waynesburg Red Raiders 41.
It appears a timeout has been called in the midst of some slight argument between head coach Belinsky and one of the refs. I'm not quite sure what happened on the play that made everyone so disagreeable.
It looks like somebody got a technical foul, but we're not really sure on what's happening exactly from our point of view. We are getting blocked by the Red Raiders.
The Red Raiders' parents did seem pretty joyed with that, though, so it was in their favor. Also worth noting, while the score remains with a 6-point difference, Mount Pleasant 47, Red Raiders 41. The Red Raiders currently boast a roster full of seniors, having most of the players on the court at the time seniors. Mount Pleasant pulls in mainly underclassmen, 3 juniors, 1 sophomore, and 1 senior.
No fouls on the play. It looks like the refs discussed it, and no foul.
So no foul will be called, but the foul count's pretty high for this half. 10 fouls, Red Raiders, and for Mount Pleasant, 8.
Those high foul counts usually happen towards the end of the game because everybody is so aggressive, and the Red Raiders want to get the lead, which the Mount Pleasant Vikings got to hold for 2 minutes and 35 seconds. So we shall see if they can uphold that. There's still a lot of time left for the Red Raiders. There was a technical foul, so number 1 is shooting foul shots and has missed both.
I apologize for missing the fouls. There was a little bit of confusion here, but again, that was a technical foul. Number 1 took a shot and missed. Looks like Red Raiders has control of the ball. 24 has it again. Pass it to 1, back to 24, back to 21. Back to 2.
It's poked away by Tyler Salvatore, and the Mount Pleasant Vikings get the ball back. J.J. Johnson gives it to Tyler Salvatore, who gives it to Luke Brandner. Jacob Bungard gets it, then dishes it off to Jacob Johnson. Tyler Salvatore now has the ball, getting almost triple teamed. J.J. Johnson is getting double teamed, dishes it off to Tyler Salvatore. J.J. Johnson at half, trying to slow the game down just a little bit. Tyler Salvatore has tried charging inside the paint, gives it to Luke Brandner. Luke Brandner is now trying to look for a teammate. Gets poked away, but Mount Pleasant recovers the ball back. J.J. Johnson at the half, trying to dribble around his defenders and trying to charge inside the paint. Luke Brandner goes for a dunk, but hits the rim and is denied.
There seems to be some agitation on the court. Perhaps a foul for pushing wanted to be called, but it appears no fouls have been called. There has been. My bad, a foul has been called on Mount Pleasant. 24 is taking the shot for the Red Raiders. The foul count was tied at 10, but Mount Pleasant's still down at 9 fouls. Everyone seems to be yelling, hoping he misses, but it goes in off the rim into the hoop. So that was the first shot, and he's currently setting up for a second one. Same one, number 24. And he shoots the second one in as well. Closing up the gap with the score, Mount Pleasant 47, Waynesburg 43.
JJ has the ball, dishes it back to Tyler Salvatore. Tyler Salvatore dives it to Luke Brandner in the middle. Jonas King goes up and inside the paint gets it too.
Good thing Jonas is pretty calm. Caught that ball and dunk all in a few seconds.
Our ball, Mount Pleasant recovers it on defense, outer baseline. JJ throws in the ball looking for Tyler Salvatore. Timeout has been called for the Red Raiders.
Timeout called with about a minute and 30 left. Mount Pleasant 49, Red Raiders 43. 9 fouls for Mount Pleasant, 10 for the Red Raiders, which is Waynesburg. This seems to be a very tight game as we start wrapping up. Tensions are growing higher, and offense and defense both seem to be pretty rived up.
There's still a lot of time left for both teams. I think that our offense will get a little bit more aggressive, but we have to watch getting back and really hustling back to get on defense because the Red Raiders have been figuring out how to get inside on our defense.
I'm definitely worried about our defense. It needs to increase, but again, scoring a few points wouldn't be that bad on offense, but we have to watch out for fouls, so maybe going a more offensive route would help out in that situation.
I agree. I also agree that since there is really no shot clock, we need to really hold the ball on the offense and try to drain the clock as much as we can. Timeout is over, and both teams are walking onto the court.
And again, if you're just joining us or paying attention, Mount Pleasant 49, Waynesburg 43. And the teams are back on the court. JJ's at the baseline, throwing the ball back in. Seems to be doing man-to-man defense. JJ sets up, looking for a shot. Pass it to Tyler, who comes around the side. Whistle has been blown, foul for pushing. Was that called on number 1, Mackenzie?
Yes, it was. So that foul was on Tyler Salvatore, so he gets a foul shot. Now, number 1 has to sit down and take a break. I'm going to guess he's in some foul trouble.
Yes, it does appear. And player number 1 for the Red Raiders currently has 5 fouls on him. And Tyler sets up for a shot, shoots, and perfect shot in, all net. He sets up for a second shot. Once more, perfect shot. Bringing the score, Mount Pleasant 51, Waynesburg 43. Waynesburg has control of the ball at the moment. 14 shoots, off the rim, miss.
Mount Pleasant recovered the ball, dishes it. J.J. Johnson dishes it to Tyler Salvatore. And Tyler Salvatore gets another foul. He gets a foul shot.
Whistle was blown and the clock was stopped. About a minute left. He gets 2 foul shots. Sorry, our bad. And again, let's see. Tyler got his 2 for 2 last time. Let's see if we can do the same now. First one spins off the rim. It does not go in.
It looks like the Mount Pleasant offense has been doing a really, really good job of it going aggressive to the hoop, and I think it's paying off because the score for Mount Pleasant is 51, and the Red Raiders have 43.
And Tyler did miss his second foul shot.
There are 2 more foul shots because the Red Raiders get a foul again. Tyler Salvatore with the foul shots again. goes for his first one and sinks it, all net. Number 24 rushing down the court. Passes it to number 21. Number 21 at the high post tries for a three, but Jacob Johnson gets the rebound. Jacob Johnson trying to go down the court, but gets a foul called on him. Now it looks like the Red Raiders defense is getting in some foul trouble, and I think it's hurting them with their score.
I definitely agree on that one. You can't be winning much or getting more points if you keep getting fouls called on you, because here's JJ with another foul shot, and it goes in, bringing up the score. Mount Pleasant 53, Red Raiders 43, difference of 10 points.
I think the Red Raiders strategy is doing it to slow down the clock, hoping it has a 50-50 chance of getting in the net unless. So JJ sinks both of his. Now the Red Raiders are at our half. Number 24 charging inside the paint. Inside the paint at the low post. 21 tries for a second. But Jacob Bungard gets the ball now. Looking for Luke. Luke dunks and scores a 2. No defender was around him at that point in time.
That's how the court seemed pretty empty while Mount Pleasant was down there. Jacob Bungard and Luke helped on that. Mount Pleasant 56, Red Raiders 43. Red Raiders have control of the ball. 24, between 24 and 22 as it usually is. 21 shoots, misses at 3. Oh, but 14 tries to get the rebound, but again misses.
Jonas King denied that and actually hit it off of number 14, so it is our ball at our baseline. The players wanted to play a high defense, but the coach says drop back. So Tyler, I think, should just take his time down at our half, try to drain the clock as much as he can.
And the clock only resides at 15 seconds at this time, so this might be almost one of the final scores. 10 seconds left in the game. Mount Pleasant 56, Waynesburg 43, and it seems we are just running the clock. And that means Mount Pleasant claimed their victory. The Vikings have won. The score 56-43. And while the game wraps up, we're just about to talk to Mr. Belinsky after the game wraps up, asking a few questions about his defense. Hey, Landon, what's up?
My team won. Every day in the locker room, we're just celebrating tonight right now. So we're in the locker room, and Conspiracy is on the mark right now. So we have to win this game, and we are the winners. So, baby.
Yeah, that was good. That was Landon, the team's manager. And here comes Coach Belinsky. Probably feeling pretty proud about that victory. Looking a little stressed, though.
Okay.
Hi, Mackenzie. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You look a little nervous.
What were the biggest factors in containing Wadesburg's leading scorer?
We actually play in our zone. We did a very good job of containing him because our length of our defense on our guys actually understood what we needed to do.
And what were the biggest factors in containing Waynesburg leading scorer?
We just asked that.
Sorry, my bad. I was paying attention to Mackenzie over here. Waynesburg tried to slow down your fast-paced offense. Now, did you make adjustments?
We attempted to make adjustments. We have to make sure we pass the ball a little better and be in the right spot. When we do that, we're all right with it. My man Landon, John Carlson, the manager of the year, is sitting here with me. What do you got to say, Landon?
We're gonna celebrate the locker room with Conspiracy. We need to pick me up in the locker room. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
That's Landon John Carlson right there. We had a good game. Our kids played very hard. Our third quarter is very difficult for us for some apparent reason. We never played well there. But after that, we just held on.
All right. And that's the game for tonight. Thank you, Mr. Belinsky.
No problem. Have a good night.
And that was the game for tonight. A reminder, Mount Pleasant did win 56-43. Thank you and have a good night.